Greetings, Mr. President. This evening is Thursday, April the 30th, 2020. It's about 11:46 p.m. Pacific Coast time. I am Ted Hayes, the nation's foremost civil rights, homelessness resolution activist of 35 years in the city of Los Angeles, the national capital of homelessness and the national capital of homeless United States military veterans, and comparatively the global capital of homelessness. I am a 1866 Civil Rights Act 14th Amendment federal super citizen under the direct jurisdiction of the executive branch, the president being the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. That is my authority and identity by which I humbly, firmly come before you, sir, with my plea. I would like a few minutes of your time to explain a little bit to you about the situation concerning the corona COVID-19 virus and homelessness, particularly as it relates to Black citizens' homelessness. You may know this. We are Black citizens, that is, 11% of the general U.S. population, yet we are over 60% of the homeless population, dwelling primarily in the major urban centers. Here in Los Angeles, the national capital of homelessness, in the city of LA and the county of LA, in each respectively of the general populations, we are only 8, maybe 9% of the population. Yet, in homelessness, Black citizens are over 40% in each of the jurisdictions respectively. On Skid Row, located in Central City East, you know where it's been. You've been through there before. Of the U.S. citizens dwelling in that district, from the hotels to the motels, to the sidewalks, to the missions, to the shelters, to the sidewalks, over 90% of those American citizens are Black men. Black men, 90%. Followed by Black women. And then a mixture of other peoples. 90%, Mr. President. In the situation with the coronavirus, we are violating on Skid Row and other areas throughout the city every public health and safety code and special guideline to curb the spread of the COVID virus that you, the governors, and here locally, Governor Newsom and Mayor Garcetti and the Board of Supervisors of LA County Health Department have ordered to the residents. Wash hands regularly, social distancing. All of that is being violated, sir, by the homeless just being where they are, and the city of Los Angeles and county continuing to house them in open room shelters and to continue to allow the situation to fester, which has been festering before the virus for 35 years here in downtown LA on Skid Row, where I live, sir. For 8 years, willingly. In 1985, I lived on the sidewalks of Skid Row, and there I understood. I went there on purpose to live there to understand that someday, like now, there will be a president where I can explain historically what has happened, what is happening, and what we can reasonably do about it. Mr. President, here's my concern. I understand that you're coming in here on a consent decree to take over from Los Angeles and the county the case of homelessness, particularly now with the onslaught of the virus. If that is the case, sir, you're about to walk into a situation where you're going to have only two options. One option when it comes to the homeless, you see, as I understand things, you or the mayor or the governor, at least here in LA, are not going to be able to declare the virus officially over so people can come out of their homes, their houses, and go to work in their beaches and their parks and enjoy public transportation. They're not going to be able to do that until you have addressed testing the 58 plus thousand homeless people here scattered throughout the area, in the bushes, along the freeways, along the riverbanks, in the hills, in the parks, on the sidewalks, on the benches, the mentally ill moving about as individuals. They're everywhere. And the other day, good to what I have been saying was going to happen, when the city of LA set up testing facilities on Skid Row, very, very few people went. Very few. And they report that those who did go, what few went, and were tested positive, 70% of those tested positive showed no symptoms. Mr. President, that means because the homeless have had a regular use of their immune system, they can deal with it, living in the conditions in that culture, except for those that are really sick or weakened. That means we become carriers, bombs, moving about the city when you declare over and everybody's moving again. You can't have that, can you? Can you? Doesn't make any sense. Now, the other option you have is you've got to somehow get people who are not willing to take the test to take the test. And if they do take the test, they go right back into the same environment where somebody else who won't take the test will give it to them anyway. You have one choice now, Mr. President. And I tried to get you to avoid this, not only you, but other presidents. I saw this day coming, the perfect storm, whereby in the name of public health and safety, the military, with FEMA's direction, will round up all of these people scattered throughout the area, because it's the only force that could efficiently, systematically, simultaneously, and rapidly do it. You're going to have to force these people in. They don't want to come. And when you're going to have to round them up out of the neighborhoods, from out in front of the retail stores, etc. And you're going to have to mix those who have the virus and those who don't have the virus into one group, even when you carry them to the facility outside of the urban center, perhaps a decommissioned military base. I don't know what's going on over there, for sure. I can only speculate. You mixing those with those who don't have, you're creating a worse situation. Because it will be in the name of public health and safety, people who are stuck in their homes and want their parks and beaches back, and their sports and their sports arenas and their theaters, and back, they're not going to say much, because you've effectively not only stemmed the virus, And not only do you free the people from their homes to go back to business as usual, at least almost, but you have also simultaneously rid the neighborhoods and the retail districts of the homelessness problem. And when you take them to these facilities, which I can understand, once they are treated and the virus is declared over, where will these tens of thousands of American citizens in these public health and safety facilities, sir, where will they go from there? Where is their exodus? Where is their American dream? Where is their tomorrow and a reason to want to live and participate? Where do they go? So, they cannot come back to the neighborhoods, because if they come back to the neighborhoods, it's going to be the same situation that existed before the virus hit, where people already here in the LA area was saying maybe it's time to call the National Guard and just simply remove them for public health and safety reasons. So they're not going back there. So, Mr. President, if you don't have an exodus, and particularly the fact that these are going to be primarily black people, disproportionately black citizens, the people upon whose ancestors' backs this nation of immigrants is built, will be interned indefinitely. And that internment camp will naturally, knowing the laws of nature and human nature, will deteriorate into a concentration camp, sir. This is how it began in Germany, Nazi Germany. And here my people, slaves, former slaves, are at the brunt end of this. We're already leading into coronavirus matter. Like they say, white citizens get a cold, we catch pneumonia. Y'all get recession, we get depression. All boats do not rise in the economic flood. It's not true. Maybe a little bit, but most of us go further down because the cost of living goes up. That's why the homeless can't get back in, no matter what programs you create. They're not going to get back into society. So you got them stuck, this internment camp. What are you going to do with them, Mr. President? If they stay there indefinitely because you don't have an exodus, Mr. President, you and Mr. Garcetti, Mr. Newsom, all the rest of the government service in this country would have unleashed a fascist dog. And once that dog starts eating, because it is rabid, it won't stop with the homeless and the outcasts like they did in Germany. Didn't stop with the homeless and the mentally ill and the aged and the disabled. They went on and got our Jewish brothers and our Jehovah's Witnesses brothers and our gay brothers, homosexual brothers and sisters, and went on and got Christians, dissidents. Mr. President, I have an exodus for you, and I use the 14th Amendment, okay? The 14th Amendment for this country. You said the 14th Amendment belongs to us. You said that you were going to end illegal immigration because it hurts African Americans, black citizens more than anybody else. You said you understood our plight with the racist Democrat, bigoted Democratic Party, and you wanted to help us. You said, sir, you wanted to be greater than your number one mentor, Abraham Lincoln. I understand clearly what you're talking about. And I and my team want to work with you using the 14th Amendment, sir. You know how to reach me. Benjamin Hobbs knows how to reach me. Robert Marbutt Jr. knows how to reach me. FBI knows how to reach me. Everything I bring to you as far as an exodus to help you through this situation, because these locals don't know what they're doing, sir. It comes out of Hebrew scriptures. I consider myself a Goyim Hamitic Jew. And Mr. President, according to Section 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1866, it says, when the President of the United States has reason to believe that Section 1 has been or is about to be violated, this act of citizenship about to be violated, it shall be lawful for him, by any means he chooses, to rectify it. We can talk more about that. That's why I come to you. If you don't know, Mr. President, you can't act. And apparently you don't know. And I'm right here in LA. I know. In fact, I was the one who encouraged Mayor Garcetti to work with you. And he did wisely. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your leadership. And my team and I, along with Reverend McCoy and her team, we're ready to serve our country with you, sir. Thank you. God bless you. Hope to see you soon. Shalom.